Well, good morning. It's almost 6 o'clock in the morning here in the Yukon. I woke up about an hour or two ago. Been drinking some coffee. This is starting to be day two, and yesterday it rained the whole way from like Homer to the Canadian border, and then there was sunshine at the Canadian border, and it was getting a little warmer, about 50 degrees Fahrenheit. But I had about, 30 or 40 miles to go to get to this place called Discovery Yukon Lodgings. I've been by here dozens of times, but I never stopped here. I don't know why I've never stopped here. This is nice. So I found them online. I was just looking for places to go camping and in the Yukon, and came across this place. The website was active. Sometimes you see things and then you find out they're not even real anymore. So anyway, I'd emailed the owner. Her name is Amanda Harris. I met her yesterday. That's a fabulous lady. And but I had emailed her telling her my intent was to stay here. How do I make a reservation? So she emails me back. All right, here's your reservation. We got you reserved for the 26th. And I'm like, well, that's cool. No credit card, nothing. So on the 25th, just a few days ago, I had this real bad pain in my side. And last year I'd had a bladder stone or a kidney stone. I can't remember now, but never felt pain like that before. And I felt this same kind of pain. And I had been feeling this pain for a few weeks. But I muddled through because it's the end of the year at work. So went to the emergency room, had a CAT scan. They told me what it was. It wasn't a stone. They gave me some meds for it. I feel 100% better. So I emailed Amanda Harris, the owner of this place, the night of the 25th, after I got out of the emergency room, and said, I'm not going to make it on the 26th. Can I make it for the 27th? Sorry, She emailed me back. All right, we got you set up for the 27th. And that was it. It was so cool. Now, yesterday, so fast forward, I did leave on the 27th. I left yesterday. I hate to complain. It's not really. If you know me, you know I don't hate to complain. But I hate to complain when I'm on, like, this is the kind of vacation that I like. Does that make sense? So, in the morning, yesterday morning, I went to put my motorhome up, and which was about 2 miles from the KOA that I was staying, Baycrest, or Bayview KOA in Homer. Sorry that I don't know the name. Great people there too. So anyway, I go put the motorhome up in storage where I keep it, and I go to call a cab. No cab. There's like 4 or 5 phone numbers in Homer's for cab companies, but I think they're all about the same cab. The voicemails all sound the same. Anyway, no cab. I drive back to the KOA thinking I would just leave the motorhome at the gas station next to the KOA. The people who own the KOA also own the gas station. And then I thought, well, that's kind of presumptive of me to think that, they wouldn't care. And I don't know if they would or if they wouldn't. So I drive back to the storage place. It's 2 miles, and park the motorhome, and I walk back. So I'm not much of a walker. I feel like I get ripped off if I happen to walk anywhere and I don't have my phone or my watch to tell me how many steps I've taken. I'm like, what's the point in walking if I don't have my watch on? That's kind of bizarre. I wonder if other people are like that too. Like, they do an activity and then they're like, damn, didn't have my watch on. Or they go to sleep because it somehow monitors your sleep and didn't have my watch on them. Whatever it is, right? It has these metrics. It's able to monitor things. So anyway, so I ended up starting a little bit later than I'd hoped. And according to Apple Maps, it was going to take me 12 hours, I think, to get here. And I really knew that I would want to eat when I got here. And my bike is already loaded, so it's not like I can just stop and pick up more groceries. However, I did have a cucumber and a roll of Ritz crackers as emergency backup food, a vegetable. So anyway, what did I do? Oh yeah, so I took off a little bit later than I wanted to. I made up my time. It still took me, probably took me 12, 13 hours. No matter what the maps say, when I'm riding my motorcycle, I always just have to add 20%, 30% sometimes. People are always like, oh, your motorcycle's faster in a car, but it's really not. Because in my car, I can sit for, what, 6, 7 hours between fueling stops. I really have to stop for other things than to stop for fuel. But on a motorcycle, especially up here, you stop at every gas station you come across, it seems like. So, it's 4 fuel stops for every 1 stop in a car. And you're really not going to speed that much. The road makes it prohibitive to be speeding, because the instant you decide to go ahead and open it up is when you meet that big pothole or that frost heave that sends you about 30 feet through the air. And then breaks things, right? For those that are traveling up, if you ever have time, and this is kind of mean, but if you ever have time and you're looking for some entertainment, if you find some frost, now in Canada, in Yukon anyway, they put little orange flags on each side of the road to mark when there's any disruption in the pavement or frost heaves. If those flags are missing, a lot of times you don't see the frost heave. It just kind of blends in. Plus, I think the environment that you're driving in is just so beautiful that you want to look around. So you're not like focused 110% on the road, which you should be. But if you ever just are bored, if you find a set of frost heaves that are that got you, they're getting everybody, pull over, find a place to pull over, and just watch campers come flying through. Especially these big pickup trucks pulling like campers and fifth wheels. They're a hoot to watch. Class C's are kind of okay. They're usually not going that fast. Sometimes there's some kamikaze drivers in Class A's and Class C's that hit those frost heaves and they just go through the air. And my God, it just makes your day to see the look on their face as they make that landing, and all their shit that they got strapped on the outside, bicycles and whatnot, whatever didn't fit in their big box on wheels, tries to stay on. And yeah, it's a blast. It's a white knuckle driving experience sometimes. And it's fun to watch other people. I've been on both ends. I've hit the frost heaves and landed and thought I broke everything. And I've also watched people hit frost heaves, and I tell you, you want to watch people hit them. They're just fun. So anyway, today's day 2. I digress from my story. And I found this place. I walked around a little last night. I was really exhausted. And when I got here, I asked because I had reserved a walled tent, kind of like what you would find like real expedition kind of tent, right? In my mind, I pictured a wood stove in it and, bedding. So you can order a walled tent with or without bedding. It comes with different kinds of beds in it, twin beds, queen beds, whatever. But when I got here, I asked if it had heat, and it didn't have heat. And I was soaked. I was soaked. I had, like, my hands were burning. I think I had hypothermia. And I didn't realize that my feet were wet. My boots are supposed to be waterproof, and they might be, but my chunky thighs don't allow me to zip them up. So I kind of Velcro them a little bit, and then I put my pant leg over the boot, my riding suit pant leg. So probably keeps out most of the water. But if you can feel air coming through, you're probably getting some water too. And that's what happened. So I asked, I'm like, well, I said, I'll just need a cabin then. And not a problem. They're like, okay, we're going to blah, 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 blah. And they put me in this cabin, which is what I'm in now. And has a fantastic heater. So you can't see it here. I guess I could turn it around. So there's this heater. I'm assuming it's probably an oil heater. And it's air conditioner up here, right? So this even has air conditioning. And air conditioning is actually pretty hard to find anywhere up north. Even in Anchorage, you don't find air conditioning in a lot of nice hotels. So anyway, I was able to hang all my stuff over this, crank the heat up with the thermostat, and dry everything out. And that was nice. Then I took a hot shower. I didn't realize how cold I was until I took a shower. And but my hand still hurts. So I'm hoping it's nothing permanent. I don't think it's permanent. Hope it's nothing that's really long lasting. What else? Yeah, so it's day 2. When I woke up, I looked outside. Guess what? It's raining. So originally I was going to go to Merzidian, which is on the Cassier. And when I looked at my mileage thing, I don't know what I was thinking. It was like 800 miles. Well, yesterday I went 700 miles. I don't want to go 800 miles in the rain in one day again. It's not worth it. I don't have to be anywhere. Well, I do. I have to be somewhere on the 7th of June, which I don't know how far that is. I don't know what day it is. 7, 9 days, 10 days. Hell, I could ride to Key West, Florida in less time. So I'm probably going to make it over to, what the hell's the name of that place? Whitehorse, and stay at the Robert Service campground. I've camped there a couple of times. Really neat little campground. Not even little, it's a huge campground. It's a really neat campground in Whitehorse, Yukon. You can cut your own firewood. You pay them, though. I don't know if that's a good deal or not. I think you pay them like $5. You can cut all the firewood you want. And they have good coffee. They have their own blend of coffee. I don't know what kind of coffee it is, but it's good coffee. I don't have much more to write up on. I want to, when if it stops raining, I'm gonna go take some videos of this campground and include it in the video. If you're a camping motorcyclist, and you get up in this part of the country, this is a good place to stop. It really is. It's there's gas about 30 miles west of here at Beaver Creek. The address for this place is in Beaver Creek, but it's not in Beaver Creek. There's gas 77 miles, I think, east of here. They have cabins, they have tents, they have an RV park. They also have tent camping if you want to set up your own tent if it's not raining, or if it's raining, if you have more cojones than I do. Pitch your own tent. But they have every kind of camping. And Amanda Harris the owner, she's really personable and an interesting lady. This is just a cool place, and it was a really good find. Anyway, I'm going to go back to sorting, repacking motorcycle. I tend to do that for the first few days driving. And then, fortunately for me, one of the things I do, here's a packing tip. I pack things that I don't mind throwing away when I'm done wearing them. So instead of collecting laundry, as the days roll on, I just throw these stupid t-shirts away. I go buy other t-shirts. I should maybe buy secondhand t-shirts, right? Like stop at Goodwill or something. If they have them, I don't know what they have in Canada, but that might be another tip in the future. But yeah, I just I throw them away. Go buy more. They have more. All right.